Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman dies of cancer. And in sport, Arsenal beat Liverpool to win Community Shield. Details of these and more after this break. I am Omoye Obede. And the federal government said the transportation university being constructed in Dara, Castina State will be ready by September 2021. Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi made the disclosure in Castina on Saturday during an inspection of the project. The $50 million project is a corporate social responsibility project of CCECC, the Chinese company handling the nation's rail project. Amechi explains that the Chinese company just got approval from the Castina State government as proper construction commences next month. The minister added that the CCECC will provide the manpower and technical skills for 5 years before the federal government will be able to take over. The groundbreaking ceremony of the university was done by President Muhammadu Buhari in December 2019, but the coronavirus pandemic stalled efforts on the project. And the senators assured Nigerians that it was not desperate to pass the controversial social media bill. The upper chamber said the committee handling the bill has not submitted its recommendations for the consideration of the whole House at plenary. The chairman, Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Ajibola Bashiru, gave the assurance in a statement in Abuja on Saturday. He was reacting to an online publication which reported that the Senate was desperate to pass the bill despite its rejection by Nigerians. Bashiru described the report as false and a lie invented by the medium to ridicule and tarnish the image of the Senate. An independent corrupt practices and other related offences commission says it recently quizzed top officials of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) over various allegations of corruption. Spokesperson of the commission, Azuka Ogugwa, said this in a statement on Saturday in Abuja. Ogugwa said the allegations included the diversion of funds, procurement fraud, and misappropriation of the agency's COVID-19 funds. According to her, this came after months of intelligence gathering following the receipt of petitions from Nigerians on the alleged illegalities and contract fraud by some officials of the agency. And the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON, has asked the Senate to help drive the economy of 5 trillion naira yet to be recovered from debtors. I beg your pardon, the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria has asked the Senate to help drive the recovery of 5 trillion naira yet to be recovered from debtors. According to AMCON's Managing Director Ahmed Kuru, who led the management of the commission to appear before a technical session of the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions in Abuja, stressed that some of the top debtors still hide under legal technicalities to tie AMCON in courts. He maintains that a recovery of the huge sum will have a positive impact on the Nigerian economy, which has been hit by the outbreak of the coronavirus. Kuru said the support received from the legislature has been tremendous, with the aid of the National Assembly to addressing some of the challenges in the 2019 Amendment Act. He added that despite the challenges in recovering bad debt, the Commission has been able to recover 136.73 billion naira in assets under management, with about 112.03 billion naira worth of proprietary assets as of August this year. Reacting, Chairman of the committee, Senator Uba Sani, stressed that the tactics being employed by the debtors have been noted and the committee will brainstorm on ways to address the challenges through policies and procedures, implementation strategies, and assets recovery in the heat of COVID-19 pandemic. A Minister of Aviation, Hadi Siraka, says all is set for the official reopening and of the rehabilitated Akano Indian International Airport, Enugu, on Sunday. The minister made the statement when he arrived at the airport on a private aircraft on Saturday to inspect the level of work. He said the runways are good and ready to commence normal flights. The airport was closed down in August 2019 to enable government carry out repair work on the deteriorating runways and other facilities. Taking some Enugu state government functionaries round the runway, Siraka said the airport was set for reopening. Nigeria on Saturday recorded 250 new cases of the novel coronavirus. New infections bring the country's total number of cases to 53,727. Meanwhile, at least 41,314 cases of the virus have now been resolved in the country, while 1,011 have died. Plateau State recorded the highest number of new infections with 69 cases, with the Federal Capital Territory coming in next with 41 cases, Lagos 21, Delta 14, Kaduna 14, Bayelsa 13, Enugu 13, Ekiti 11. Others are Bauchi with 9 cases, Ogun 8, Edo 7, Oyo 7, Rivers 6, Adamawa and Osun 4 each, Nasarawa 3, Ebonyi and Kwara 2 each, while Gombe and Imo each recorded 1 case. NKFM News continues right after this break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Still in the news, former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani-Kayode, during a recent press conference in Calabar, apologized for his outburst towards a journalist in Akwa Ibom. Fani-Kayode also apologized to the Nigerian Union of Journalists, family members, friends and colleagues of the reporter. Speaking on Friday during a press conference at the Government House in Uyo, the former minister said he disappointed himself and everyone, noting that his reaction was not defendable. Recall, Fani-Kayode branded the reporter stupid after he had asked Fani-Kayode, who was bankrolling his recent tour of several southern states. The minister's reaction received wide condemnation from Nigerians, which also led to the Cross River State chapter of the Nigerian Union of Journalists banning its members from attending the press conference organized by the former minister. And the National Screening Committee of the People's Democratic Party for the by-elections in the Central and West Senatorial District of Bayelsa State has disqualified 4 aspirants over alleged irregular tax clearance, membership dues, anomalies of documentations, amongst other issues. Those stopped from contesting the 2 vacant senatorial seats are former Secretary to the Bayelsa State Government Gideon Ekwewe, former Speaker and current Majority Leader of the House of Assembly Monday Buba Obolo, former State Chairman of the party Charles Ambayowe, and party chieftain Igor Voin. The PDP panel, led by Muraina Ajibola, on Saturday received nomination forms from 6 senatorial aspirants, with only 1 for Bayelsa West Senatorial District, while 5 were for the Bayelsa Central Senatorial District. But at the end of the screening exercise, the committee cleared former Governor Suraki Dixon as the only aspirant for Bayelsa West, and Cleophas Moses, a former chairman of PDP in Bayelsa, for Bayelsa Central. After After months of being shut down, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Saturday revealed that schools in the state are set to reopen in September. The governor, in a regular briefing on the state's COVID-19 status, said tertiary institutions in the state will reopen from September 14th. Primary and secondary schools are also tentatively scheduled to reopen from September 21st. The governor explained that the decision was based on indications that the pandemic has peaked in the state as the number of new cases continues to steadily decline. Sanwo-Olu reiterated that restaurants are now permitted to open for in-dining services in the state, although they may continue to ensure spaces are only filled up to 50% capacity at all times. And the police in Rivers State have detained a trigger-happy police officer who allegedly shot a 19-year-old boy identified as Legisi Kote in the leg for impregnating a young girl in Bukana local government area of the state. The police public relations officer in the state, Nnamdi Omoni, on Saturday said the indicted cop has been disarmed and detained at the State Criminal Investigative Department pending the conclusion of investigations into the incident on the orders of the Commissioner of Police, Joseph Mokan. Omoni added that the shot teenager was responding to treatment at an undisclosed hospital in the state. It was gathered that the 19-year-old boy had successfully undergone the first surgery and awaiting 2 more surgeries. The incident occurred when a policeman attached to the 4th division in the Kukana local government area of Rivers State on August 21st, 2020, stormed Ledesi's family house around 7 a.m. and demanded to see the 19-year-old boy. When his family members could not immediately bring him out, the cop went into the teenager's room, brought him out and shot him in the leg. And doctors in Cross River State threatened to go on strike after an identified gunman kidnapped a pediatrician with the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, Dr. Vivian Otu. She was abducted on Friday night at a funeral of one of her colleagues' mother around the Marion Road in Calabar. The doctors threatened to go on strike in compliance with the rule that whenever a doctor is kidnapped, his or her colleagues must embark on industrial action. The incident was confirmed on Saturday by the newly elected state chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Innocent Abang. And no fewer than 4 persons lost their lives in a fatal accident that occurred in Ikare Akoko in the Akoko Northeast local government area of Ondo State on Saturday. The accident involved 2 trucks which rammed into shops. According to an eyewitness, the drivers of the 2 trucks lost control of the vehicles and rammed into the shop, killing 4 people and injuring many others. The head of operations of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Samuel Oyedeji, confirmed the incident, saying the remains of the deceased had been deposited at the morgue of the General Hospital in Ikare Akoko. And how are private school teachers managing to survive during the coronavirus lockdown is one question you may want to ponder on. With over 4 months of no income, how could they have handled the struggles and challenges of sustaining a family? The many private school teachers were thrown into the situation by the coronavirus pandemic, and not too many people have heard their stories. Extra Voices bring you details in a moment.
In the ever-revolving world of news, one story becomes extinct the moment another major story breaks.
Market women don't know whether there be anything.
But with KUFM's Extra Voices, the story never dies. It just takes on a new life.
Market women, oh, there is no water in the house. The toilet is not good.
We don't have any fashion in APC.
We bring you new angles and fresh perspectives to every story, no matter how old or remote.
There are a lot of educated people that are involved in politics nowadays.
We go a little beyond the surface to get you those extra details ignored in the rush for the news.
Now bridge, now we take the cast now.
So don't die for inside.
We go beyond the lines to bring extra voices, not just for those making the stories,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
but for those affected by the stories.
I've lost 1 bag of rice, documents.
So it's a real disaster.
With Extra Voices, we add new flavor to give fresh perspective and taste to an old story. Extra Voices airs every Wednesday and weekends on KUFM's major news bulletins.
as a private school teacher in Nigeria in the last 4 months is an experience that can better be imagined. In this edition of Extra Voices, our correspondent takes a look at how those who ply their trade in the private teaching business have managed to keep their heads above water after 5 months of not earning an income.
I want to say this without missing words that primary school teachers are suffering. There are a lot of teachers on the street right now that are having nothing to feed their family. Please, whoever is watching this and you have any private school teacher in your area, please kindly help them.
A recent video for private school teacher Akindele Oluwaseun, who teaches in a private school in Abuja, went viral on social media after he cried for help in a viral video played in its audio format above, where he was lamenting non-payment of salaries during the lockdown. But help soon came Akindele's way as he was able to raise over 1 million naira from donations from good-spirited Nigerians, an act which made him give out palliative to other private school teachers. Benin City, the Edo State capital, private school teachers are one of those who are the hardest hit following the coronavirus lockdown. National President, Association of Private School Owners of Nigeria, Bishop Dr. Godly Opukeme, who owns a school, says it has not been an easy ride.
Especially our teachers. From that March till now, no private school has sincerely paid our teachers because there is no income.
Dr. Opukeme says the federal government has set up bailout funds domiciled at the Bank of Industry, but however say the requirement to access such funds is not yet known.
I wrote a letter to the Economic Sustainability Committee headed by our Excellency Professor Yemi Osunbajo, and they categorically told us that they don't have any palliative for our teachers, but all we need to do, there is a bailout fund. Recently they released a bailout fund that we are going to pass through to assess it from Bank of Commerce and Industry, but the requirement is yet unknown.
He said some of the teachers in his school have chosen a new trade like buying and selling to make ends meet for their family.
With the situation, some of the teachers, they have engaged themselves into some other kind of little businesses, such as selling of recharge card. Some are cooking at the booker, is selling, and so on and so forth.
The school owner said some private school proprietors had managed to share palliative to some of their teachers as a way of cushioning the effect of the now eased lockdown.
Some of us, we make some foodstuff available and give to some of our teachers, and as the time goes on, the thing became so tight again, and since there is no income coming in and the government couldn't do anything, and so we are feeling so bad concerning our teachers.
When Extra Voices crew caught up with this private school teacher who chooses to remain anonymous, she said staying at home for over 5 months has been one of the most difficult parts of her life.
Ordinarily, as a private teacher, not that we are paid much, but the little we are paid, we are able to actually manage to sustain ourselves. Even that same month it started, that March, my part of my salary is still withheld by the school. It has been very difficult, even affected me psychologically, because I was thinking a lot. How will I be able to feed? Not to feed myself alone. I have a mother at home that at least, mommy, at the end of the day, please take this, use it to manage.
She said if those who are paid monthly salary still find it difficult to take care of themselves, what then will be the case of those who are getting nothing every month?
Okay, imagine those they are paid or they are paid half, they are complaining, and we that are not even paid, that have not even received a penny since over 6 months now, if not more than. Go to the market, everything is inflated. A rubber of garri, last time I went to market to buy was like 1,000 naira.
Like the typical Nigerian spirit, which always tries to forge ahead despite any situation one finds themselves, she has taken to teaching in a private lecture where she is paid 500 naira per pupil for 1 month.
A friend of mine, she has a little space in her place, so she'll kind of organize. Due to distancing, we are not much there. Like my class I'm taking, there were just 5 of us there. So that is how, and how much they pay? 500 naira, imagine.
Though some teachers have resumed after the federal government called for the resumption of exit classes.
I'm not in that exit class. Like where I am now, the school I teach, I take KG class, precisely KG2. We are not called back. We are not even called to come and do anything ever since then.
Apart from private teachers, lecture centers in Benin who engage the student in preparing for the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAM and the Senior School Certificate Examination SSC are also affected by the lockdown. Austin Orowere, who runs one of such centers in Benin City, says he had to close his center at the peak of the lockdown.
The lecture business is unlike some other business. We mostly pay when we are in operation. So since we are not in operation, we are not taking of paying anybody. So our challenge was not on paying members of staff, but the challenge was how we are able to cope individually and as a family.
Private schools are structured to run as a business and need revenue to run it. And once that revenue stops coming, the owner will be faced with challenges. There have been an indication that the federal government has plans to bail out these private schools in these trying times, as this will boost the morale of the private school teachers. For KU-FM's Extra Voices, Lewedum Asagwaram.
And coming up in a moment in entertainment, Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman dies of cancer. Listen more on Entertainment News.
We not be God winning, yo. We not go born any other person. We not go born. If we not be PDP, we not go born any other party. We not go born. Okay, make you carry your ticket, bro. Okay, I say carry your ticket, bro. Any day God win, they not there with them, bro. Anywhere side would go, not there with them, bro. Okay, make you carry your ticket, bro. Okay, make you carry your ticket, bro. Anywhere God win, they not there with them, bro. Anywhere side would go, not there with them, bro. Okay, make you carry your ticket, bro. Okay, make you carry your ticket, bro. Anywhere God win, they not there with them, bro. Anywhere side would go, not there with them, bro.
Vote Governor Obaseki, vote PDP.
Yes, now to news done on KU 92.7 FM Benin City. For some entertainment stories, United States actor Chadwick Boseman, best known for playing Black Panther in the hit Marvel superhero franchise, has died of cancer at age 43. He died at home in Los Angeles with his wife and family by his side. Boseman was diagnosed with colon cancer 4 years ago, but did not make the information public. The news has left fans and the film world stunned. Boseman came to prominence playing real-life figures baseball great Jackie Robinson in 2013's Portal and soul singer James Brown in 2014's Get On Up. However, it will be as the titular Black Panther in the blockbuster 2018 film, he will be best remembered. Boseman stars as the ruler of Wakanda, a fictional African nation with the most advanced technology on Earth. Black Panther is the first superhero film to get a nomination for Best Picture at the Oscars. And popular Nigerian singer David Adedeji Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has recounted how his journey into the music industry started and how hard it was to build a career. Davido disclosed this in a recent chat with Newsmen, where he stated that he had always known he had a lot to offer in music. He said his music career started when he got back home from the University of Alabama during the Christmas holiday and saw how big the entertainment and music scene was in Nigeria and fell in love with the music so quickly he knew he had so much to contribute and offer. He, however, said his parents disapproved at first, but he worked hard and now his family is his biggest supporter in life. The DMW crew leader further reviews that he initially felt restricted when he signed with Sony Music Entertainment. Expressing how he feels about his music going into mainstream, the Assurance singer said his songs such as Fall and If blew up in America a year or two after being released, and they were already hit songs in some countries in Europe and all over Africa. And that's it from entertainment. And in sports, Arsenal beat Liverpool to win Community Shield. Listen more on our sports bulletin. Welcome to sports news, where Arsenal emerged the Community Shield winners after a 5-4 penalty shootout win over Premier League champions Liverpool at Wembley. The Gunners' captain, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, put the FA Cup champions in front in the 12th minute after receiving a pass from Bukayo Saka. Takumi Minamino equalized for Liverpool in the 73rd minute to make it 1-1 and go straight into penalty shootout. Arsenal scored all 5, while Ryan Brewster missed his sport kick to hand Mikel Arteta's side the Community Shield. The English Premier League will start on the 12th of September. And Formula One champion leader Lewis Hamilton is on pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix, finishing half a second clear of Mercedes teammate Valtteri Bottas on Saturday. The Briton's performance was one of his most impressive, as he took his 93rd pole with 2 laps in another dimension of what Bottas could manage. Hamilton was fastest on both laps in the final qualifying session and beat the Finn by 0.511 seconds, while Red Bull driver Max Verstappen was 3rd. Over team radio, after the lap, he dedicated his performance to the actor Chadwick Boseman, most famous for the star of the Black Panther film, who died of colon cancer last night. David Ricciardo excelled with 4th place on the grid, ahead of 2nd Red Bull driver Alexander Albon. Meanwhile, Ferrari struggled as Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel finished in 13th and 14th. Sports. And that's it from sports, and that's the news. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. University to be completed in September 2021. ICPC questions NDDC officials over alleged corruption. And former Minister of Aviation Fani Kayode apologizes for harassing journalists in Calabar. Do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Coronavirus as well. Wash your hands regularly with soap under running water. Use your face masks while in public and stay safe. KUFM's News Dawn was produced by Blessing Asekome. I am Omoya Agbaide saying thanks for listening. Good morning.